event, breakthrough event. And hey, look, I just want to tell you, fantastic. You've made it to the third day. Think about it. This transforming. We started with belief. Now we then went to discover. And today is all about breakthrough. And just what I want to share with you is something. I just want to recap on what we did. And let me just do it. Yesterday was just a phenomenal day. So look, we started with Andrew Clark. Well, was it Andrew Roy? About unlocking the golden you. Did you unlock the golden you yesterday? Then we heard about you've got between 500 and 700 skills. And then, you pursue your purpose, and that gives you your why. Then Andrew Clark talked about living life from the inside from the inside out, rather than the outside in. Just saying, that's so important. Do your circumstances, did they give you your values, or do your values determine your circumstances? Then Pedro talked about the vision, and he says, that quote from the Bible, without vision, you will perish. It didn't say you'll be okay, you will manage. They said you will perish. This is how important vision is. If you haven't got a vision, you're not going anywhere. Nothing is happening. And then he gave us the 7 areas to have on your vision board: spiritual, personal, family, business, travel, physical, and legacy. You've got to start thinking, what's your legacy? Hey, part of this event is part of my legacy that I've been thinking about, that I want to leave behind. What is your legacy you want to leave behind? My legacy is to empower people to take action, to turn ordinary people into extraordinary people. What's yours? Then we had Martin Rivera. What a voice. I mean, that voice just blows you away when he starts singing. It's just amazing. And he says you have to have a dream first before you get the talent. Think about that. You got to dream it first. You got to believe it first. Just like the Wright brothers believed they could build an aeroplane, they could build a flying machine. You get the dream first, then you go build it. Stay humble. Okay, that's the key to success over decades. Then there's so much there. Look for meaning. Then JL came in and closed it out there. Become a possibility thinker. Control your thoughts. You can be more. You can do more. Make the decision now to be more. Live by gratitude. So look, that was just a few touch-up points there from last week. From yesterday. Now, I just want to give you this vision before we get into our thing. Okay? And this is what I want you to understand. I want you to visualize a Ferrari, or the car of your dreams. I just want you to visualize that. And I want you to understand that, imagine you just woke up this morning and you went outside, and in front of your house was this brand new car. Just imagine there was this brand new car, a bright Ferrari, whatever you want to call it, whichever car of your dreams, and it was there, stunning. It's locked up with a sign saying on it, it's yours. But you haven't got the keys. No keys. No keys. Think about this. No keys. You haven't got the keys. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Think about it. And the message says the key to the Ferrari is in your house. How much time would you spend searching for those keys? Think about it. How much time would you spend searching for those keys? And the point I'm trying to make here is the key to anything you want in life is in your house. That's why personal development is so important. That's why you need to go out there and search within to bring out the greatness you were born with. So look for that key. And that's what we did on Friday, on Saturday, on the 17th and the 18th, the belief, the discover, and now it's breakthrough. So the topic I want to talk to you about today is the pleasure-pain principle. This is amazing. When you get this, you get everything. You really get everything. This is so key and so critical in your success. So the pleasure-pain principle, Sigmund Freud discovered in the late 1800s, early 1900s, discovered that the human being, you, me, all of us, were born with an inbuilt DNA that everything we do is to move from pain to pleasure. Everything. We are controlled unconsciously by this DNA that's built into our system. That we move from what's painful to what's pleasurable. I just want you to understand that. So when you understand that, it becomes what's your definition of pain and what's your definition of pleasure. Because we all have different definitions when it comes. It's not as clear-cut as that. So you've got this DNA, and everything you do, you move from pain to pleasure. So if something's pleasurable, you do more of it. So I'll give you a good example. If you like food, guess what you're going to be doing? You're going to be eating a lot of food. Think about that. You know, if you love exercising, guess what you're going to be doing? You're going to be doing a lot of exercise. If you don't like exercise and you find it painful, you're going to move away from it. So we move into what we like, what we find as pleasure. What's your belief system? Or we move back from something we don't find pleasurable. So there's so many areas you can go to. We have pleasure pain on money. Some people, you know, some people don't like spending money. They're so tight. Every time they spend money, you can see them. It's like, ugh. Okay. And then some people love spending it everywhere. So this pleasure pain principle that applies to everything. I want to give you another example. How about shopping? Okay. I know some people like shopping. I know ladies like shopping. Please don't take the wrong way. But you know, people like shopping because you get a kick when you get a buzz when you go shopping. Okay? But what it does, it gives you a temporary buzz. You get back and then you realize you've got to pay for it, you know, after the novelty is worn off. And then guess what you do? You need another buzz, so you're going to do some more shopping. And that's how people get themselves into debt, is because they get the pleasure too early. Dieting. You know, think about dieting. They say a minute on the lips, a lifetime on the hips. We don't like dieting, because dieting is another opportunity where you go out there and you can go and eat something, or if somebody says you're on a diet, you don't eat. And that's painful. So you stay away from it. Let's talk about prospecting. That's another area. We go out there and we don't like rejection. So picking up that phone and making those phone calls, or going and talking to somebody you've never spoken before, or going to a show, going to an event. If you're afraid of rejection, if you don't like rejection and it's painful, then you back away from it. So if you have any area in your life you're not exceeding, you're not succeeding in, you've got to step back and look within and say, what's going on here? What's going on? Because the only reason you're stepping back because you see that event as painful. But you see what the successful people do is they turn that into pleasure. And they break through. And if you want to break through in your life, you've got to start looking at what's holding you back from greatness and all those things that are holding you back. You know, we might talk to you about doing a 30-30. For those of you who know what that is. Some of you see it as pain. Some of you see it as pleasure. Those who see it as pain will never do a 30-30. See, what is your perception? Once you understand that everything you're doing is driving you to pleasure, but it depends what you perceive as pain. And as the human being, unfortunately, we're one of these creatures that when we try something once or twice and it goes all wrong, we go, I'm not doing that again. I'm not going through that experience again. And then we pull ourselves out. And eventually, you take a step back. Then you take another step back. Then you take another step back. Then you take another step back. And you see what's happening? You're beginning to lose me. You can't see me. And that's what happens to you in life. You're beginning to lose yourself. The real you. Giant, that golden person you were born to be. So you've got to understand your pleasure pain principle. You've got to start looking at it. Which areas have you got blockage? It's because you're seeing it as pain, you're not seeing it as a pleasure. I'm going to give you another good example. Now, sometimes pleasure is the least of two pains. So if you've got one pain level that's up here, and you got another pain level that's down here, this becomes pleasure, and that becomes pain. Give you a good example. The dentist. You know when you have a toothache, who runs to the dentist straight away? You know, the first toothache. Nobody does it. Because you see, the dentist is pain. But your toothache is not as painful as the thought of going to the dentist. So you kind of hang out there, and you hold on. Then the toothache gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And then one day you wake up. you're in total agony. You can't take it anymore. And where is the pain level now? The pain level is in the tooth. And where's pleasure? The dentist. So now you go to the dentist. Are you with me? So this is what we do. So you've got to understand, I hear people say, I am stuck in a rut. This is the rut has become pleasure. Change, working your way out of the rut, is pain. If you're in debt, sometimes the debt unconsciously and staying in that is pain, but breaking through a way, breaking out of the debt, redisciplining yourself becomes painful because that's change. And whenever you hear somebody say, hey, we want to have a meeting because there's going to be some changes around here, guess what happened? Everybody goes, oh my God, what's going to go on? See, we automatically go to the negative. So what I'm trying to explain to you is you need to understand that these forces are controlling every decision, every action you make. And you've got to stop back, you've got to step back and start going within yourself and saying, I remember getting myself to the point where I said, you know why? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of being in this decision, in this situation. What am I going to do about it? I want to tell you a test that was done. This is amazing. This is a real test that was done. They took 4 monkeys and they put them into a room and they had a pole, and at the top of the pole were bananas. And then they shut the doors. So the monkeys got in, and as soon as the first monkey saw the bananas, it shot right up to the top of the bowl. Just before it got to the bananas, they showered it with buckets of cold, icy water. The monkey shrieked and ran down. The next monkey went up, they did the same thing. Shrieked, ran down. The third monkey went up, shrieked, ran down. The fourth monkey went up, shrieked, ran down. Then the first monkey went back again, and it happened the second time. And then went up again the third time. And then what happened after a while is all the monkeys knew you don't go up that pole. It's just not worth it. See, the pleasure was the banana, the ice water has now become the pain. So then this is a real experiment they did. Then guess what they did? They took one of those monkeys out, one of the first 4 who had been through the whole experience, and they brought a new monkey in who doesn't know about the cold water, the icy water. The new monkey comes in, sees the bananas, jumps on the pole, and is trying to run up. Guess what the other 3 monkeys do? They pull the monkey down. They go, don't do it. We've been up there. That's a no-go area. And every time he goes to jump up, they pull the monkey down. After a while, this new monkey stays with the pack. Then they took a second of the original 3 monkeys left, and they did the same thing, and the same thing happened. And they did this experiment till eventually they replaced the original 4 monkeys with 4 new monkeys who have never been up the pole. But all they understood is you just don't go up the pole. And they eventually replaced them, and those 4 new monkeys just went around the pole and never went up for the bananas. Think about that. The reason I'm telling you this is that sometimes in life, the things you perceive as pain, not because you have experienced it, but because somebody else has experienced it and they passed that on to you. And now you're holding back. You say, and this is what somebody tells you, you know what, I tried sales and it was tough. And you go, you know, I tried this once and it was tough. And you now buy that pain from the other person and you let it hold you back. You see, what's going on? What's going on? Now I'm going to finish off here. I want to give you the secret here. The secret to success, what successful people have learned about this pleasure pain principle. It's very simple. You understand the short-term pain equals long-term pleasure. And short-term pleasure equals long-term pain. So short-term pleasure is you don't have to do anything. You don't have to break through. You don't have to make a decision. You don't have to do a vision board. You don't have to do any of this. That's short-term pleasure. Staying still. You see, you got long-term pain because you're not going to realize the greatness you were born to be. Or you can have short-term pain, which means, you know what, I'm going to go to work the next 90 days. I'm actually going to commit myself. I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to discipline myself. Short-term pain. means that you're going to have 10, 20, 30, 40 years of a great life. You see, when I say short-term pain, I'm not talking about 5 minutes there. I'm just saying you might have to give up a year or 2 years. You might have to commit. You've got to work hard, but then you're going to get 10, 20, 50. I found this out many years ago, and I tell you what, I've had so many years of a great lifestyle because I made those sacrifices and went to work. So this pleasure pain principle, my question is, short-term pain, long-term pleasure. Short-term pleasure, long-term pain. You've got to make that decision. We can't make that decision. All we're trying to do today is give you the tools to empower you to break through. And if you have any area of your life, that's all I've learned to do. If I go, I don't want to do that, I feel uncomfortable, I just start saying to myself, why are you seeing it as pain? And then I just rephrase it. I go, you know what? I just need to go through this pain barrier. It's just short-term pain. And if I can just go through that low pain barrier, on the other side, it's freedom. It's freedom. Guys, make that decision. Learn to use the pleasure pain principle, tied in with the law of control, the law of cause and effect, the law of belief. Again, it's your belief system. Remember, if you have a negative belief, it controls you. All these are all linked together. Learn how to use these life tools and to bring out the golden person that you were born to be. Because I believe you were born to win. Back to you, Luis. Luis is going to give you I think we've got some prizes away. So back over to Luis Garcia.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to day 3 of Breakthrough Weekend. We are so happy you're here with us again to really spend time thinking about what you need to do to look into different areas of your life to have the success that you're looking for. And we have a great lineup for you today. You just heard from the amazing Ayo Olasende imparting to you the things that you need to look at between going into a place of pain into pleasure and what that might look like. We're going to hear different success stories today, and we're going to wrap up with a keynote speaker today that is going to blow your socks off. So you want to stay for the entire session today. I do want to kind of talk through some of the things that Ayo talked about when he talked about looking for the keys to the Ferrari. You know, that flashy, beautiful, fast car out there that you can't wait to get behind the wheels and take it out for a test drive. Really thinking about if you lost those keys, how much time would you spend looking through your house trying to find the key to have that pleasure in life and experience what it's like to have that fast driving machine, everything you've worked so hard for to get out there and experience that? How much time would you spend on that? Well, I ask you, how much time are you spending looking within yourself to find that key to success? And that's what this whole weekend is about, is really helping you find that breakthrough thought, that breakthrough new you, that version, that vision of yourself that you see can really happen through that self-exploration. And you know, I also talked about the monkey analogy. You know, there was so many monkeys that had gone up before and didn't have, you know, they experienced pain trying to find that pleasure with those bananas. And as the others the new monkeys came on board, the others kind of gave the belief that going up that pole is painful and not good. And so they just bought into that and didn't move forward with anything. And it really takes someone breaking through and thinking, you know what, challenging that thought and going up and getting that pleasure that they deserve. And, you know, it reminded me of my own journey. You know, I embarked upon a weight loss journey several years ago. And one of the things that I really struggled with in the beginning was getting out of my comfort zone, because I knew that, wow, you know, I want to have that certain look and I want to have that better, healthy lifestyle. And what did that look like for me? Well, it really took getting out of my comfort zone and going through those painful moments to get to the pleasure, but really pushing through. And it was in those moments when I thought I didn't want to do it anymore, I thought it was too difficult. It was in those moments that I really discovered what I had inside of me and who I really was. And so I challenge all of you to get yourself uncomfortable, get out of your comfort zone, really think a new thought about what you can have for your life, and don't buy into other people's narratives, because that is where you stay in the pain. So I am excited today because we have so many great things to share with you today, but we're going to kick off today's session with an amazing giveaway. We're actually doing 4 right now. And the first one is this amazing gift box. It's full of motivational books and quotes, and there's even a fantastic Hugo Boss pen. So you definitely want to be thinking positive thoughts, because we are about to give one away right now. So our first lucky winner is from all the way from Nigeria, and that is Paul Yawai. Paul from Nigeria. Paul Yawai, give us your contact information through the Q&A feature, and we will get this box sent out to you right away. So congratulations, Paul. We're also going to give away another book set. You saw these over the weekend. If you're just joining us today for the first time, this is a speaker gift set for some books that they've written, and we're going to get 3 of those out to you right now. So our first lucky winner for that book set is from Ghana, and it's Emmanuel Nienyo. Emmanuel Nienyo from Ghana, congratulations. You are our first winner today for that book set. Our second lucky winner is from the UK. It's Robert Albania. Robert Albania from the UK, congratulations. And our fourth lucky winner from New Zealand is Ness Bandong. From New Zealand, Ness Bandong, congratulations. Give us your contact information through the Q&A feature privately so that we can get the information to you right away. I'm sorry, your gift book set right away. All right, so without further ado, we are going to introduce our next speaker, which is none other than Ben Bowler. Ben has 26 years of direct and purpose. From Melbourne, Australia, please welcome Ben Bowler.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Great to be here with you on day 3, Breakthrough Day. We've had Believe, we've had Discover, and it's time to break through. Thank you, Aya, for that excellent beginning on the pleasure-pain principle. And thank you for everything that you've done to bring this forward for all of us. So excited to be here with you today on day 3. And we're talking about abundance, aren't we? What are we breaking through to? We're ultimately talking about abundance, becoming more of yourself. Jesus said, I have come that they may have life and have it more abundantly. What does that mean, more life? What does it mean for you, abundant life? What could that look like as the abundance of success that enables you to become a greater version of yourself and render more service to your community and to the world? What a blessing it is to be here in this conversation with you today. We know that financial success doesn't change your character. Ultimately, it reveals more of who you are. And so we know that when Jesus is talking about abundance, he's not just talking about money, but talking about an abundance of life. And what a blessing to be in this conversation today as we're exploring and learning together how we can have an abundance of life for ourselves and for our families. Really, ultimately, I'm going to take some lessons now from something that many of you might relate to. The Netflix documentary, The Last Dance. Millions of people have seen it. If you haven't seen it, it's absolutely worth checking out and having a look at. It's amazing. But it covers the Chicago Bulls in the 1990s and, of course, the legendary Michael Jordan. So let's look at some breakthrough lessons from Michael Jordan and The Last Dance. Firstly, and we've been hearing this all weekend, but firstly, it all starts with a vision. What's your goal? What's your why factor, as Ayo Olasende has written about? And when Michael Jordan was drafted in 1984 to the Chicago Bulls, he was 22. Chicago had never won a championship. Not just the Bulls franchise, but the whole city in the history of the NBA had never won an NBA championship. And Michael Jordan, on draft night, said this: I want the Chicago Bulls to be respected as a team like the LA Lakers or the Boston Celtics. And again, he said this on the night he was drafted. Being respected like the Lakers or the Celtics back then meant just one thing: winning championships. This is a young man that had the whole new city on his shoulders, and before he'd even bounced a ball he's declaring this multi-championship future that he was setting up. He said it's very hard for something like that to happen, but it's not impossible. Reminded me a little bit of Mark Crawford yesterday with Andrew Clark on day one with Andrew Clark when Patrick Roy came in to that early meeting of the Colorado Avalanche 95-96 NHL season and said, "We're here to win the Stanley Cup." So this is the declaration, the bold declaration. And I want to ask, what are you declaring? What are you declaring? What's your declaration? And perhaps you don't know it yet, and that's okay too. There are many people who aren't sure of what their purpose is or their vision is or their big mission in life, and that's okay. Your immediate objective is to go on a quest to find out what that is. And you can get support, mentorship. There's many ways you can really focus on doing that. Indigenous cultures, they call it a vision quest. But really, what is your declaration? And then the next step is, do you want it bad enough? Is your will strong enough? Is your desire strong enough? It took Jordan 7 years to win the first championship with the Bulls, and he was relentless, driving himself and everybody around him. His will was fierce. He didn't even have a winning record with the Bulls. That's a better than 50-50 winning record until more than 3 years into his stint there. It's a little bit like the Martin Rivera story yesterday. When Martin first started, he struggled a little bit sometimes. He didn't start off as great as he is today. He started off sometimes not always hitting the note. And that's the same with Jordan and the Bulls. It wasn't an immediate success. So you've really got to want this. Les Brown says, "Are you hungry? Are you hungry?" When it comes to having a burning desire for abundance, for greatness, for your destiny, lukewarm isn't enough. Isn't enough. You've really, and this is important. This is why you've got to make sure that what you're striving for is something that you really, really, truly want. Not what somebody else says you want or what society says you should want. It's really got to come from the inside out. It's got to be what you want so much that you're willing to do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to get it. And then the third thing. So you've got the vision, you've got the will. The third thing is you got to go to work. There's no way around this. It really does come down to work. And again, everybody's been saying this across the weekend. Are you ready to go to work every day to make it happen? Michael Jordan trained for 5 hours every day, even when he was making the Hollywood movie. Space Jam, he was still training. He had a special built studio so he could train 5 hours every day. He worked his teammates into the ground, and you can see in the documentary, it started. Many of them started to resent him for his work ethic. Of course, now they thank him for the championships, the 6 championships that they won together with Michael Jordan. Are you willing to do the work every day to make your vision come to life? Now, there's another thing too, which is a bit of an X factor. So you've got the vision, you've got the will, you're doing the work, but there's something else, and this is fascinating. It's about living in the now moment, free from fear and anxiety about the future or the past. Michael Vansel wrote a book called Rare Air about Michael Jordan, and in the documentary, he says something so interesting. He says this: most people struggle to be present. People go and sit in ashrams for 20 years in India trying to be present. Do yoga, meditate, trying to get here now. Most people live in fear because we project the past into the future. Michael's a mystic. He was never anywhere else. His gift was not that he could jump high, run fast, shoot a basketball. His gift was that he was completely present. And that was the separator. As soon as I heard that, I knew that we had a remarkable insight into an extraordinary success story. That ability to be in the moment. In sports, it's being in the zone. But it's being in that moment, free from worries or concerns about the past or anxieties about the future, to live in the now. And to do that while you are relentlessly pursuing this goal, this dream that you have declared. So you've got the vision, you've got the fierce will, you're doing the work, and you're living in the now moment. There's one more thing you've got to do to really break through. and that is be a team builder. You can't do much on your own. Even the great Michael Jordan couldn't win a championship on his own. Jordan said, talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence wins championships. Talent will get you so far. Talent will give you a few wins, but teamwork and intelligence will win championships. So being a team builder is incredibly important. Richard Branson says, surround yourself with people who are smarter than you and your business will thrive. He's done pretty well, Richard Branson. Surround yourself with people who are smarter than you and your business will thrive. Harry Lemons, the founder of Saladmaster, said, build your organization and your organization will build your business. Be a team builder. So these are some of the lessons just taken from that example of the Chicago Bulls. Have you got a vehicle which gives you an opportunity to have your impact on the world? You know, a lot of people want to change the world. A lot of people grow up and they want to change the world, but so few have an actual vehicle for self-empowerment, financial empowerment, that self-actualization at the top of Maslow's pyramid. If you have a vehicle, even like in business or whatever it might be, if you have a vehicle, even if right now it's not moving as fast as you may wish, but if you have a vehicle, you are one of the fortunate few, and you are fortunate indeed. With such a true opportunity comes responsibility. You're obliged to be the best version of yourself because the world needs you to become that. Your family and your community need you to become that. Those of us with a chance to reach greatness are compelled to do so. We are obliged to do so. We ought to give it our all. Anything else is to fall short of the talents and the gifts we have been given. And finally, how big and beautiful is your yes? Your yes to your dreams, to your vision, your calling, your goals, your destiny. Are you all in? Are you really all in? You may know the story of the general who burnt his boats so that his soldiers didn't have any way out. If you don't know the story, you can look it up. But have you burned your boats on your most audacious life goals? Are you that committed? Are you willing to fail? Or are you still hedging your bets? And I suspect that there are many of us that are still kind of hedging our bets. So the quality and the size of your yes really, really matters. And perhaps there is something that's holding you back. They say that success can be measured by what we have to give up to get it. So, and Io touched on this beautifully at the top today with the pleasure-pain principle. How is your relationship to diet, to food, to exercise, to money, to alcohol, to your own leisure time? Everybody's different. Everybody's different. But what have you got to give up? What do you need to surrender in order to break through? Okay? Success can be measured sometimes by what we have to give up to get it. Michael Jordan said, winning has a price, and leadership has a price. What's that price for you? And are you willing to pay it? Are you willing to pay it now? So I want to challenge all of us over the next 90 days as an experiment to go all in. Can we do that together? Can we go all in together? Do whatever it takes. Practice our craft hours every day. Commit things. Live in the moment and develop ourselves to a level we haven't been before. And wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be meaningful as we strive towards higher self-actualization? 90 days between now and Christmas to break through, to give it everything. And yes, that would be a breakthrough. So I want to close today with the words of the great American poet and philosopher Henry David Thoreau, who in the conclusion to his classic work, Walden, says this, and this is a really beautiful, beautiful way to finish. I learned this, at least, by my experiment, that if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. He will put some things behind and will pass an invisible boundary. New, universal, and more generous laws will begin to establish themselves around and within him as the old laws be expanded and interpreted in his favor in a more abundant sense. and he will live with the license of a higher order of beings. You're invited. This is your invitation to live with the license of a higher order of beings. Thank you very much. We're super excited about what's coming next with Erin Brockovich. And back to you in the studio.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Benbow. That was fantastic. Thank you for imparting that knowledge. You know, some of the things that he talked about was having, number one, vision. Number two, will. Number three, you need to get to work. Number four, live in the moment. Number five, be a team builder. And always, number six, know how big and beautiful is your yes. You know, your immediate objective is to find your declaration. You know, that's the whole purpose of today, is to find your declaration so that you can have that breakthrough moment and have the life that you deserve. Is your desire long enough? You've already got to want, you already have the want, right? Everybody has the want to have the success that they're looking for and be the person that they want to be. It's really examining, though, is it hot enough? Is it really driving you? Does it make you get out of bed every day and jump forward with the vision of having the success that you want and going after it with 100% in, all your energy, all your focus, all your vision in alignment to get to that goal? Or is it lukewarm? Because lukewarm is not good enough. That's not going to get you to have that breakthrough thought and have the success that you're looking for. Are you willing to do what you need to do to get what you want? And you have to be certain that what you're striving for, the life that you want to design for yourself, what you want is what you want, and not what others have defined for you or what others think you should want. You know, when you think about being a team builder, you want to surround yourself with people that are smarter than yourself. You have to have a vehicle for self-empowerment. And, you know, those are things that you carry on throughout your entire life, you know, whether it's in business or in your personal life. You have to know what it is that drives you and strive to be that best version of yourself. And I just want to thank Ben again for this amazing information and knowledge that he shared with us, because it really is these little thoughts, these things that really go into your brain, and then you marinate on them, and then maybe tomorrow or later on you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I totally get it. So thank you for sharing that. I know it's going to be super beneficial for everyone that is on here today. And now I want to go into a giveaway. So we've got our last giveaways of today. Again, we're going to give away 3 more book sets. And our first lucky winner is from Northern Ireland. And it's Nino Runistar Tillingen, or Tollingen, I'm not sure. Sorry for butchering your name if I did. From Northern Ireland, Nino Runistar Tillingen. Congratulations. Again, put your information privately into the Q&A section so that we can get this out to you. Our next lucky winner is from Italy, and that is Rachel Rodriguez. Rachel Rodriguez from Italy. Congratulations, you're our second winner for this book set. And our last winner for this amazing book set is from the Philippines. Congratulations, you are our last lucky winner. So let's give everyone a congratulations for that. And now you probably notice I have this beautiful, amazing Mont Blanc little satchel here that you can use as USA. It's Noel Samosa. Noel Samosa, congratulations for the United States. We'll get this out to you right away. Great job, and don't forget to let us know how you're doing in your business so that we can see how your work is paying off for you. Congratulations. And now it is my pleasure to introduce to you our keynote speaker of this entire Breakthrough Weekend, and that is none other than Miss Erin Brockovich. So you definitely want to take a lot of notes, be inspired, because she is going to really enlighten you and really pour her belief and her tenacity and her hard work and strong will into you so that you can have a little bit of what she's sharing with you and incorporate it into your own life. And let me tell you a little bit about Erin. When you say the name Erin Brockovich, you think strong, tough, and stubborn. Erin is definitely all of those things and so much more. She is a modern day David who likes a good fight with today's giants. She is a rebel, a fighter, a mother, a woman. She is you, and she is me. It's been over 20 years since Julia Roberts starred in the Oscar-winning film Erin Brockovich. The film turned an unknown legal researcher into a 20th century icon by showcasing how her uncompromising doggedness was the driving force behind the largest medical settlement lawsuit in U.S. history. Erin comes from a Midwestern family in Lawrence, Kansas. After finishing her studies, she moved to California, and on a fluke, she entered the Miss Pacific Coast beauty pageant, and she won the title. She realized that beauty pageants, though, weren't her thing, so she, along with her family, packed up and moved to Reno, Nevada. Unfortunately, she divorced, but then she later remarried. And that marriage was short-lived too, though, and she found herself a single mother of 3. After being injured in a car accident in Reno, Erin moved back to California's San Fernando Valley and hired Macery and Bidito to represent her. They won a small settlement, but she still needed to work. So she got a job at the law firm as a file clerk. It was there, while organizing papers, that Erin first found medical records that would explode into the largest direct action lawsuit in U.S. history. Erin uncovered that Pacific Gas and Electric had been poisoning the small town of Hinckley's groundwater with toxic chromium-6 for over 30 years. This poison affected the health of the population of Hinckley. In 1996, the utility giant was forced to pay out $333 million in damages to more than 600 Hinckley residents. The story and film made Erin Brockovich a household name. Over time, Erin realized that she could use her notoriety to spread positive messages of personal empowerment and to encourage others to stand up and make a difference. Erin Brockovich has conquered all forms of media with TV projects, including 2001's ABC special Challenge America with Erin Brockovich and the Lifetime series Final Justice with Erin Brockovich. Erin then dominated the world of publishing with her New York Times business bestseller, Take It From Me, Life's a Struggle, but You Can Win. She has also written 2 fiction novels, Rock Bottom and Hot Water. Her latest release, Superman's Not Coming, Our National Water Crisis and What We the People Can Do About It, drew wide media attention before its publication. As president of Brockovich Research and Consulting, she is currently involved in numerous environmental projects worldwide. She has requests for help in groundwater contamination complaints in every state in the United States, Australia, and other international hotspots. She is a true American hero whose icon status and stick-to-itiveness only fuels her determination to expose injustice. And she lends her voice to those who do not have one. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our honor to present to you the mighty and powerful, our keynote speaker, Miss Erin Brockovich.
Hello, everyone. It is, first of all, thank you for that incredible introduction. Okay, we're all done. I need to say no more. Thank you. It is such a pleasure to be here with all of you today, even though it may be virtual. I can still feel the energy and the presence of everyone straight through Zoom. I hope you know that. So with that, I've got to put on my glasses. It is exciting to be a part of your great theme today called Breaking Through and Pressing On. I can't think of a better thing to have, especially during our current times. And I know we're all going through so much. How to break through, break out, find you, be you, and press on. So it's right there with that theme. You and I, we all together have a lot in common. I hope everyone is doing well, you're healthy, and you're staying safe in the tumultuous times that we, the world, are in. And let's be honest, it's been some frightening times. I'm here today to share with you some things that I have learned along my journey that have helped me overcome my hard times. I hope to share a story or two with you and to embrace the energy, as I said when I first saw all of you, that our support here together, that collective, that energy, and the importance of it, even though it's virtual. So let me introduce myself, even though there was a nice introduction there. I'm Erin Brockovich, not Julia Roberts. Okay, you would have no idea how confusing this has been to so many people, even today, 21 years after the film. And somebody will see my ID and they'll go, "Oh, Erin Brockovich, that's Julia Roberts." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm her." And they're like, "No, that's Julia Roberts." So I just want to assure you, hi, it's me, Erin Brockovich. I have so much to say. I had to take a breath. And I'm going to kind of weave in and out today. A little bit about you will nurture it, you will love it, and it will sprout, and it will germinate everywhere from there.
Well, Erin, just your final words to us. I know this breakthrough event, we put it together. We started our first day, we talked about belief, your belief system, how your belief can control you, can empower you, or can imprison you. Then the second day was about discovering that greatness in you. You were born to win. You're born to be anything you want to be. And then today's about really the breakthrough, which you've done a phenomenal job of really pulling out 3 days together. Fantastic presentation. Any final words you'd like to say?
You know, I was so happy to be here. I hope I get to be with you all in the future soon. But I said, I can feel the energy from here at home in LA and right through this virtual great event. And thank you for having me. And I really, really, from the deeply bottom end of my heart, congratulate you for everything that you've done to get yourself where you are and to never be afraid to embrace who you are. That is the biggest message, whether I talk about the environment or leadership or my life, or my marriages or lack of those marriages, raising my own children. Oh my gosh, we are human. We are beautiful, flaws and all. Be kind to yourself. Be proud of yourself. Don't let the negativity of the outside noise get inside you, because then the ship can sink. My greatest message to you, love who you are. Be proud of who you are. You don't have to be so hard on yourself. And yep, you get to say, whoa, I need to take a break, take a reset, take a reboot, breathe again, and come at it tomorrow. My message is for you. Honor, love, trust, believe, and embrace who you are.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's give Erin another big virtual round of applause. Whoa, yeah, thank you. The one and only. Thank you. We hope
Oh,
to
it was
see you
so
again.
good to be here.
Hopefully we can do it live. That'd be great.
Are you kidding me? I would love it. You let me know. I'll be looking for you.
Okay, I'll be looking for you too. Thank you, and thank you
so
for your
much.
book.
Thank you.
Okay,
Be well.
thanks, Erin. Wow. So I think what we need to do right now is let's just take a deep breath, everybody. Just let that sink. I mean, just let that message. And you know what? A miracle happens every second. You just got to embrace it. And when I say miracle happens every second, we just take it for granted that when you breathe, the air is going to be there for you. Think about it. That's a miracle. That it's just there for you all the time, 24/7. And what we've just given you some oxygen from Erin. This is stuff to just stimulate your brains. We're now at that point where what are you going to do with all this information over the last 3 days? You know, are you going to be somebody who says, I came, I saw, I conquered? Or are you going to just be a spectator and do nothing with it? You know, and just say, you know what? That was positive. See, I don't just like positivity, because that's just like having a drink of alcohol. It gets you all excited, and then when you come down off it, it's breaking through, changing you. And with that time now where you need to step back, I like what Erin said, you know, go within yourself. And now you've got to start saying to yourself, what? I need to decide. I need to make some decisions. And I know you've got friends and families here and guests you brought in there, and they might not be part of our organization, but our business is about leading that movement of changing lives. And we want you to be part of what we do. Support your partners, support everyone in the business, be part of it, join us. Guys, and those of you who are you in? You've got to say you can give in, you can give up, or you can give it everything you've got. The next 90 days, what are you going to do? And you've got to make the decision now. Remember what Martin Rivera said. First you got to dream, then you find the time. First you got to think big. The Wright brothers were at the park and they saw the birds flying. And they said to each other, we're going to build a flying machine. Can you imagine them saying that over 100 years ago? And going home to the mom and dad saying, you know, we're going to build a machine that can fly. I mean, in this day and age, if somebody said something like that, you go, yeah, I get it. But then over 100 years ago, mom and dad must have thought, oh my God, what's happened to my kids? But you see, they had the vision that we were going to build a flying machine. And they did build a machine. And that machine only flew, didn't fly very far. But from that concept, from that idea, look at what we have today. Look at the space shuttle. We put people on the moon. I mean, we've got all sorts of things because they made the decision we're going to build a flying machine. Just think about that. What I'm saying is that's the power you have. But it starts with a decision. The power of decision. The power that I'm in. I mean, in. Or you out. See, there's no middle ground. You're either in or you're out. I talk about the traffic light system. Your brain's like a set of traffic lights. You know, when it's on red, you just shut down. Remember your belief system. It just keeps you away. When it's on amber, you go, should I, shouldn't I? You hesitate. But when you're on green, you just go for gold. Just go for gold. So what I want to share with you is we've got some slides. I'm going to share some of these affirmations. And we're going to put it up on screen. And please take a photo of it, copy it. Because I want you to read this every day to yourself, 2-3 times a day, okay, till you are, it's ingrained there. It's just impressed in your brain. And what I want you to do is read this 2-3 times for the next 90 days. Okay? Today is a breakthrough. Today is a breakthrough. So let's, say this with me. Today is a breakthrough. Today's a breakthrough day. I'm an incredible being with unlimited potential. Now, when you start saying these words, what you're going to find is you're going to be uncomfortable, because that's the old you fighting the new you. Think about how many times you've put yourself down and people have put you down. You're not going to say this once, I'm going to believe it like that. But if you repeat something again and again and again, you then begin to believe it. So I'm an incredible being with unlimited potential. I am a winner. I can accomplish anything I commit to. Every day I get better and better and better. See, I believe we can all improve by 1% today. That means after 100 days, you're at 100%. I have great inner strength. I have the discipline, the persistence, and determination necessary to reach all my goals. I am confident in my abilities, and every day my confidence grows stronger and stronger and stronger. You've got to visualize these words. Don't just say them. In any area of my life that I wish to change, I change now. You know, change sometimes is just like flicking a light switch. Think about it. The energy's there, the power's there, the light bulb's there, everything is there. The only thing missing is the switch. And that's what Erin was talking about, that gut, inner you. Right now, how do you feel about you? How do you feel about this event? That's your gut telling you to flick the switch, to join us, and to commit to the next 90 days. I believe in me. I like myself. I am a doer. I am a doer. I do things. I've got this. I love that word. I'm an achiever. I'm a disciplined, powerful human being. I reach all my goals because I have great self-discipline. You're not going to achieve success without discipline. I have great self-discipline. I accept my mission possible in life to be excellent, to be the best me I can be. Why not me? You heard the song, we gave you the lyrics, but you just got to simply look yourself in the mirror and go, why not me? Nobody is better than you. There are people ahead of you, but they're not better than you. If I can go from sleeping on a friend's chair, homeless, penniless, to being the global president of a company, guys, you can do anything. But it starts with you saying, why not me? Why not me? And getting your vision. I will lead, not follow. I will believe, not doubt. I will create, not destroy. I am a force for good. I am a leader. I defy the odds. I set new standards. I step up to greatness now. I step up to greatness now. Today is my breakthrough day. I am focused, thick-skinned, and unstoppable. My vision, everything I touch is a success. Just do me a little favor. I want you to just pinch yourself quickly. Pinch yourself. Just pinch yourself. And say, everything I touch, did it just touch you? Everything I touch is a success. Every experience is a success. Anything is possible. I step up now. I step up now. I step up now. I am unstoppable. You are unstoppable. When you get that, and you say this over and over and over again, you wake up the sleeping giant within you. I don't want to preach religion, but they said we are made in His image. God doesn't make failures. We're a masterpiece because we're a piece of the master. What's that inner belief of yourself? I just want to tell you a story. Okay, and this is a story about a king who was given two beautiful birds of prey, and he had them to fly over his palace because he was sick and tired of the pigeons flying around and doing their little bits. on his palace. So he got these two birds, beautiful birds of prey, and they had them perched on this tree, and it was on the branch. And every day, one of the birds would get up and fly over the palace majestically. The king was so proud, so happy. The pigeons flew away, but the other bird just sat on the branch. So the king got his people and he says, we need to get the other bird. Why is that bird not flying? He was obsessed with it. So all his mentors and guides did. I tell you what we're going to have to do. You guys can figure this out. Can you go into the villages and see if you can find somebody who knows about these birds of prey and see whether they can get this bird to fly? So they went off. 2 days later, they came back with this man. He was a farmer. And he said, the king said to the farmer, he says, I've got this bird, he won't fly. This other one flies, he gave him the whole story. Please, if you can get my bird to fly, I'm going to pay you handsomely. So the king walked off. And lo and behold, within 10 minutes, the other bird was flying. The king ran back. He saw the farmer. He said, what happened? How did you do it? All my men, all my mentors, all my wise people here could not get this bird to fly. He says, how did you do it? What did you do? And the farmer says, it's very simple. He says, I just chopped the branch off. He said, when I chopped the branch off, it had to fly. There was nowhere to hold on. Now, I love that story. And the reason I love that story is, which branch are you holding on to? You see, some of us, instead of flying, we're just standing on the branch. We're just hooked onto that branch. We're just waiting there. You're being fed, you're being watered, you're just taking it easy. Remember what Erin said, you're not stepping outside of your comfort zone. You're just there, you're on your branch. I'm saying to you that today you have to cut the branch. You have to cut the past. You have to start the new beginning. And then you have to push yourself on through. You see, you've got to make a decision. Are you going to fly or are you going to stay? What's your decision? See, don't let these 3 days just be a good event. That's not what we're all about. Saladmaster has invested, this is sponsored by Saladmaster, to touch you, to make a difference in your life. Whether you're with us or you're not with us, but we want to impact the world. We want to make a difference. And that's why if you want to add meaning to your life, join us. Join us, but make that decision the next 90 days. An oak tree can grow to 100 feet from a tiny little seed. I don't care how small you are right now. I don't care how little you are today. Nobody knows. I tell you, when I failed everything in school, when I was last in class, nobody believed I'm going to be where I am today. But it took me a while till I got that belief in myself. And that's the seed you've got to plant right now. I believe in me. I believe in me. That's all. Just that little seed. And then every day you got to water it. You got to feed it, fertilize it, put some sunshine in it, and celebrate those little successes. And off you go. So what are you going to do with the next 90 days? Are you going to commit? Make that commitment now. September, we're halfway through September. We've got 10 more days. You've got 10 more days. Make sure you got your vision goals. You go get yourself, get this new you. And then October, what are you going to smash it in October? Are you going to be unstoppable? Just focused, rebooted, reset, focused. What are you going to do in October? What are you going to do in November? Do you remember what Martin said? And then what? So after October, and then what? After November, and then what? After December, and then what? You got another year. You make that decision. Guys, I'm telling you, light the fire within. Light the fire within. You see, a candle cannot light itself. A piece of wood cannot light itself. Somebody has to come and light it. You have to light yourself. You just got to make that decision. Again, and don't be average. I want to share this point. Somebody talked to me about, well, I don't understand. I'm just average. I'm going to share with you a definition I was told once, a long time ago. And I tell you, when they told me this definition, I went like, oh, that's something. And guess what he said? He said, average is the best of the worst. Or the worst. Nice. Average is the worst of the best. When I hear that, I went, the worst of the, so this is the best. So I'm average. I'm the worst of the best. Or I'm the best of the worst. Don't be average. When I hear that, I thought, wow, I'm not going to be average anymore. I'm going to strive. I'm going to push on to excel. And I'm not saying about being successful. I said just excel. Be excellent at everything you do. You're going to use the law of belief to empower you. The law of cause and effect. For every effect, there's a cause. You've heard about it today. You've heard yourself. Are you going to work on the inner you? Now you're going to discover yourself, the talent. Start believing in yourself. Or you're going to go quietly. I see some people, they just sit there. Imagine you in the sea drowning. Would you drown quietly? Would you? Would you just go, I don't want to bother anybody. I'm just going to go quietly. I'm just going to go quietly. I'm not going to bother anybody. Would you do that and drown? Or would you be screaming, hey, help! I need some help! I need some help! Guys, that's what I'm asking you to do. Wherever you are connected to somebody who can help you. Reach out and ask for that help. Come on, you can do this. It's your time. It's your time. Now, one of the bonuses we're going to be giving you at the end of this, and we're going to finish the story in a moment. One of the bonuses we're going to be giving you is, I was fortunate. One of my mentees, some great mentors, was Brian Tracy. I listened to him. I followed everything he asked me to do. I do training on it. I use his seminars. I talked about Brian Tracy. And I fortunately got the opportunity to write a book with Brian Tracy and with other business people. And I did a chapter then. The chapter is called Pay It Forward. And we're going to give that to everybody that's on this call for free. So look, I just want you to know that this is all there for you, but you've got to make the decision. The decision now, next 90 days. Finish September strong. Have a great October, November, December, 2022, 23, 24, 25, 26, and on and on and on. Because you were born to win. That's who you are. When you look in the mirror, make sure there's nobody around. If you're in front of some people, they might go, what's going on? But look in the mirror and say, hey, good. I believe you. You're born to win. You're going to take this to another level. And say your name. And call your name out and say, you know what? I'm going to take this to another level. So let me close out here. If you haven't made the decision by now, I can't help you anymore. I want to thank all our speakers. I can help you. But before I do that, I want to finish on this story. And some of you heard this story before, but it's so pertinent to what I'm talking about. It's a story about the cow and the bumblebee. So there was this cow that used to just graze in the field and having a great life. But this bumblebee used to come around and buzz around this cow and just annoy it. So the cow thought, what can I do? So the cow said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come up with a plan. I'm going to get rid of it. And the cow says, what I'm going to do is when the bee flies around me, I'm just going to go and swallow the bee. That'll be the end. So the cow started practicing its jaw movement, how fast it could move his head. Okay? So the day came, the bumblebee was flying around the cow's head, and the cow went and swallowed the bee. And guess what happened? Went totally dark. The bee disappeared. The bee went, what's going on? The bee was trying to figure out what had happened. And as he began to figure out, he realized that he was in the cow's stomach. And the cow had swallowed it. And the bee got so angry, and the bee said to himself, this cow. He said, this cow, I am going to sting this cow with everything I've got. And as the bee thought about it, he said, this is going to be the biggest job I've ever done in my life. This is me coming, I'm going to give it everything. And he thought, you know what? I've been flying around a lot. I've been so busy. I've been pollinating all these plants. I'm not as strong as I am. What I need to do is go and get a rest, go to sleep, and then when I wake up, I'm going to sting this cow. This cow is never going to forget me. So the bumblebee went to sleep. But you see, when the bumblebee woke up, the cow had gone. And the bumblebee was left in a pile of, you know what? Okay, I'll let the petty drop. And the moral of the story is when it's time to take action, you better take action. Because if you don't take action, you're going to end up in a pile of, I'll let you finish the word up yourself. So look, it's been great spending these 3 days with you. We've burned some calories. I hope it was not just to get you excited, but to get you to take action and make a difference in your life. Because we believe that if we can help you, we can improve you, you can become a better you, then the world around you becomes a better place. And together we can change the world. We can lead that movement. We change life every day in what we do. That's why I do this. Because it's very rare in life. You get the opportunity. You can touch someone's life and make a difference. And we are blessed to have this opportunity. But what are you going to do with it? It starts with believing in you and bringing out the greatness in you. I want to thank all our speakers. I want to thank our team behind the scene. You know, we've got Brenna, we've got Sarah, we've got Jenny, we've got Louise, we've got Andreas, we've got Aurelia. I mean, there's so many people behind the scenes that have put this together just for you. And the reason we've done this is you're special. You're special. So with that said, take care of yourself, stay safe. Let's go out, let's multiply, let's build, let's share this word. And I've always said, if you've been blessed, then you should share your blessing. Let's go bless others. And let's build this and take it to another level. Okay. See you soon somewhere. Thank you everyone for being on the call. Let's give all our speakers a round of applause. Let's build up the chats there. Let's go for it. Next 10 days, October, November, December, the rest of your life. Let's push on. And remember those words from Erin. Light the fire within. Set yourself on fire so that everybody will come and watch you burn. Have a great day. Good night, good morning, good evening. This is Ayo Olasende, over and out. Thank you.
Why not me? I gotta serve.